Hello, Aquarius. Aquarius is such a fun energy. It's the Temperance card usually well, no, excuse me. The Temperance card is Sagittarius. Now that I remember that, I'm going to go back and tell Sag that. Aquarius is, actually, now that I think about it, it's many of the tarot cards. I'm going to say it is the World card, though, more than anything, which is the androgynous person floating in the middle of a laurel wreath, and around the outside you've got a lion and a griffin, and it's about astrology and learned knowledge and completions and things like that. And you are co-ruled by Saturn and Uranus, and you, oh man, you're kind of like Libra. I say all the signs deserve a whole bunch of apologies for a bunch of things, so I'm trying to keep it down to two. I'm going to say that one of the main things I think that you are owed an apology for is not being a good leader, because oftentimes you get kind of shifted into a leader position that you didn't even really want, but because you're the opposite of Leo, and so Leo is about like an individualism within groups, whereas your sign is about leadership of big groups, and especially spiritual groups, or groups that are supposed to have an effect on the whole. And a lot of times you get put in positions where, kind of like with Libra, you have to kind of play the peacemaker, but you can see the greater good. You can see the bigger picture. And so you might not even stop and really like entertain those who really are, I want to say, either being nefarious or being ignorant. You're more concerned with those who are going to benefit the whole. And unfortunately, by not focusing on both, sometimes those who like to be the loudest in the group can cause a lot of complications, especially if they rabble rouse those who are really ethically based, or who want to make sure that everybody is being treated fairly. You might even have a fair amount of run-ins with Libras, because Libras are much more likely to care about the victims who are more stuck in victim mentality than actually are victims. But either way, because you're the inevitable hero of things, you often get shifted into being a leader for these groups, and you really care about how other people perceive you and about how other people get treated, but you don't entertain the nonsense and the bullshit in the middle. Like, you're the last air sign. Like, you've already learned that stuff. And I'm sorry for all the people who have said that you are a bad leader, because oftentimes, leadership is as leadership does. Like, yeah, you're going to be in the leadership role and you're going to make your mistakes, but being a leader specifically means that you are a part of a group whole, and it requires everybody in the group to either resolve things or make messes, like either one. And so it can't just be shifted onto you, but unfortunately, because you are often put in that role, people like to blame you. And you've got a great quality about you for being able to say, I mean, it's not that it doesn't hurt you. It's like Capricorn or even Sag. Like, it does hurt you, but you put that pain in a different place, because you recognize there's a higher good. There's a reason for everything to happen. Like, if you are late, even when you tried everything you could to be on time, it is likely that you missed some sort of traffic jam or accident, or the other person ended up being late too. And so you might beat up on yourself for feeling like you failed there, but you know that that's not going to do you any good to dwell on it, right? And that's the other thing, is that a lot of people peg you as being very arrogant, like, much in the same way as Virgo or even Taurus. You know what you want. You know what is worth investing your time in and what isn't. And other signs might not always really understand that yet until they've really reached an evolved state. And especially in the sense of, like, even other signs that recognize that, most of them cannot match your ability to match science and spirituality together. Like, because you're an air sign, like, you don't necessarily it's not that you're lacking the ability to read people emotionally, but you're not a water sign. Like, you're not necessarily empathic, but you do have a mind reading ability, but it's learned, it's earned. You took the time to go through the books and learn about sociology and human behavior and things like that. You took the time to earn your wisdom, and you deserve to be recognized as a wise person, which I'm going to say is going to be one of your main affirmations. It is okay to share what you know. And that's, that's a carry on to the Capricorn thing. It's okay to know what you know. More importantly, it is okay to share what you know, and you are worthy of being recognized as someone who knows a lot. And it is okay, this is going to be your second one, it is okay for you to allow yourself to release the things that don't serve you. It's kind of similar to it's okay to be selective, but I think that you are not necessarily so selective. I consider you the hippie sign, and really hippie relates back to Hopi, so it's both sides. Like, yes, you can be playful and carefree and you're like loving 60s 70s hippie vibe, but you also recognize the purpose and point for sacred ancient wisdom and ever evolving modern scientific wisdom. Like, it's okay for you to be recognized in knowing what you know. And I'm going to add a third one, that it is okay to forgive yourself for times when you were in leadership positions where things did not go fantastically, especially for times where it really was you when you were evolving and learning, but even more so for the times that it really wasn't you alone. Like, you will own your part in it, but it is not fair for folks to peg you as the bad leader when it took everybody involved in the situation. And in case I didn't say it in the beginning of the video, I'm sorry for all the times that people have treated you that way or will treat you that way. Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, or Marses. Feel free to stay tuned for the last of this series with Pisces. Make sure to check your other placements, and feel free to leave a comment below if you feel like there is something else that you feel like would have been more important than those two. I was trying to stick to just a few to keep these videos a little shorter. All right, Aquarians, have a passionately interesting day.